In this video, we're going to go through the extensive electrical work done on this brand new Mazda BT50. And this, guys, here is just the beginning. We're going to start at the front, work our way through all the way to the back, and finish up at this end, show you what it's all about. I was very happy and proud to be working with Autobahn in Bayswater. My mate there, Torren, has been looking after that place for a while. Done some excellent work in the past on my Challenger, and that's why I went back to him again. And we'll go through this. You're going to see that he's actually done quite a neat job. Quite impressive. You're going to learn something from this, so let's get into it. Starting at the front here with the Lightforce 40-inch bar light. Now, really impressed with this light, and I'm going to go into why I actually chose Lightforce. I did get a couple of other companies approach me, but I went with Lightforce predominantly because they're one of the few companies that actually come out with a light that actually works better for your eyes. What does that mean exactly? Well, most companies go out there and they do their best to get the whitest and brightest light, and they're all focused on distance. Now, realistically, how far can you see? I can get nearly 1 kilometre out of this light, and realistically, I'm never going to see that far. What you do get though is with a lot of those lights is you turn a corner, there's a big signage, and you get a heap of reflection on that signage. And that can be dangerous, and it can be a pain in the butt as well. So for me, I've gone with the Lightforce light. It's toned down a little bit, so it probably doesn't have the same distance as a lot of the other lights. Lightforce is an Australian company. They've been around for a long time. They do great quality lights, and I expect that this is going to last a long time. And it's really given me just a nice light that's easy to drive with. Also at the front here, I've got a camera set up that's hooked up to my screen inside, and that comes from Track Electronics. So I was watching a video on Video Show Me How. Great channel. I'll link the video down below if you want to see more about it. But essentially what it is a camera that hooks up, or a device that hooks up to your rear camera, so you can essentially turn it on and watch it all the time, or you can flick it over to the second camera, which pushes out the front. You can put it wherever you want basically, but I've chosen to put it out the front. That's going to help me with forward driving, heading over those crests, can't always see what's in front of you, and it's been really useful for parking and that as well. You can see here I've mounted the light switch. Nice convenient location, just the right hand side of the steering wheel, and I've also got the switches there for the Track Electronics camera system, so very convenient. And that's also placed next to my electric brake system, so that's actually set up from Mazda. Wasn't done recently, but that's actually the Red Arc system, and honestly I wouldn't recommend any other system. They're absolutely fantastic. Now in the center console here, we've set up the socket for the GME XRS radio. I had that from a previous car, and I highly recommend it. Just crisp sound, crisp quality, and you really can't go wrong with it. I do have another video on that if you want to have a look. On the electrics side of it as well, I've also got the Directions Plus throttle controller. Now I picked that one mainly because the amount of features it's got. I know they do quality work, and this one's got Core and Beast mode, so four-wheel drive specific modes, which for me are really handy. And I've put it on level 6 comfort, and I've got a bit of advice from someone on Facebook, and it's been an absolute gem, I tell you. Moving on to the back here, as you can see, I've got this drawer system from RV Storage Solutions. Nice high drawers, so it gives me a bit of flexibility with installation of accessories. And I've got the water tank at the front. That sits nicely, takes up about 100 mil, and that's set up and linked to a pump that just sits just on top of the wheel arch, and it actually is connected here at the back through a switch, and that works really well. I can put a hose into that. You can see this outlet here. I can put a hose into that, and it gives me quite a decent amount of pressure for hosing down the kayak, for washing dishes, that sort of stuff. It's actually really handy. Couple of USB outlets as well, just to have them conveniently located if I am running any kitchen appliances or anything like that. And I've got a few more on the side, which you'll see in a moment. Another one at the back here, which is a little bit hard to see, but reverse lights. Now, I did initially want some floodlights going on the back that lit up the track at night, or lit up the roads while I was backing up the trailer, but Torren actually suggested that I try the new Nava lamps and Nava globes. Now, Torren's put those in there, and I must say that I've been really impressed with the light. I don't need an extra floodlight. It lights it up really well. You don't get too much glare coming off on the camera either, and it just works an absolute treat. On this side here, I've got the fridge that is permanently set up, and that's a 53 litre with a cargo case, and that also gives me the option to store the battery. I've got a 120 amp lithium battery at the front, and that's been working really good. That battery system came out of my last car. It is actually the Antpac battery system. They're located in Bayswater. great company. I highly recommend you look into them. And that runs off a Renogy 30 watt or 30 amp DC to DC charger. I've gone with Renogy, guys, because I've got quite a few different gadgets from Renogy, and I found the price is really good, the quality is exceptional, and to be honest, I just don't think that they've marked up their prices yet, because they're still trying to get their name known. So still very reasonably priced and very good quality. I've been running it in my car for a few years now and been very happy. Now the battery is hooked up direct to the fridge through a like a chain link system. So basically you run your cables through this chain, and that just keeps your cables all tidy and make sure nothing ever gets caught. The last thing you want is to be on a big trip and your cords getting hung up and damaged. Thanks to these high drawers, I've been able to fit my air system in there, and that's the AOB, air on board air system, not ARB. I did look in the ARB, and I was initially looking at getting their twin compressor, but I came across this system, put onto it by a friend of mine, and it's actually been fantastic. So about half the price for the complete unit, and really well built, really well designed, and it fits an absolute treat. Essentially, I've got the compressor that sits over the wheel arch upside down, and that's screwed into the top panel. Then in the middle there, I've actually got a 4-litre tank. With that, it means I can clean out the car, clean out my air filters, all that sort of stuff, and it's an absolute gem, and it's a lot quicker and easier to pump up the tyres as well. And of course, this retractable hose that goes at the back, and that's fantastic. Now, in the side here, we've also got a red input Anderson plug. That's an additional solar panel input. Now, I do have a solar panel on the roof, and that's connected direct to the DC to DC charger, and that actually runs simultaneously with the engine, which is a real bonus as well. Think about that when you're getting it installed. This one here is in case I'm parked up and I want to run a bigger solar panel or a second solar panel. So it just gives me a little bit more flexibility. Now, also in the back here, I've got a fan setup. Those that are familiar with my channel will know that my dog, Peppy, Border Collie, often comes out with me, and he sleeps and sits up there. And that fan just keeps him cool on those big drives. So it actually works quite well. And as a bonus, I can turn them on, and while I'm cooking here on the tailgate, get a little bit of airflow as well. To light up the cargo area, I've gone with 3 Terralume light strips. These are really good, a little bit pricey, guys, but the quality is exceptional. The light that comes out of it is exceptional, low voltage, and they just work fantastic. And they've actually got the switch on the actual panels, which is a real bonus. Now, I do have it hooked up to a master switch, so I can turn them all off at the same time. So all I do is hit the master switch, and then I can use each light individually as I need it. And that works really well for me, and it lights up this area really well. Now, moving on to the busy section, this is the master control panel, if you like. So up here on the side here, I've got the Renogy master control panel, and that controls everything, shows me what's coming in, what's going out, all the standard features. I can actually connect through Bluetooth as well, but to be honest, I find that a bit of a pain, and I prefer just to pop along, check on the screen whenever I need, and see what's going on. Underneath that, from AOB again, I've got the 8 switch control panel, and I've only used 6 of those at the moment, but that's been working really well for me. I've also got the Hardcore large power distribution box. Now, I did a lot of looking around, guys, and this is just a great little unit. Now, you do get a couple of 12-volt outlets here. You get a panel which shows you what's going on. I can turn that on and see exactly what's going on, but of course I get that information coming from the control panel anyway. You've got a couple of DC 12-volt outlets. They're for your lights and stuff. You've got USB 3, you've got USB 2, and you've got USB-C. 6 switches, and that's just perfect for me as far as running all my electronics and drones and cameras and all that sort of stuff. Absolutely fantastic. Beside that, I've got this Molly panel. Now, that's actually designed to go onto a sun visor, but I've been able to get a couple of little spacers, beads if you like, and push that off the edge so I can get a little bit of space behind it, so I can actually use it. And that little bag there's basically there to hold all my cords and that sort of stuff. So just convenient, and I can actually store my torch there as well. Nice, quick, easy access, and that's a quality torch as well from Aussie Disposals. Beside that, we've got the oven. Now, this is absolutely fantastic. This is the Travel Buddy oven, absolutely wrapped in that. Set up solid on the shelf. Now, I haven't had any problems as far as heating up the carpet or anything like that. It runs really well. And of course, from SMW, Somerton Metalworks, so I've got the inside storage. So I've got a little trivet and a little tray as well. So I've got a video on those products as well if you want to have a look at that. But Travel Buddy basically is the first and original oven for cars, and as far as I'm concerned, it's still the best unit available. Now under that, I've gone with a 1000 watt Renogy inverter. 1000 watt for me is more than enough. I'm generally only running it to charge up my laptop, run my electronic devices. I could probably still hook up a toaster or anything on that if I wanted to, and run some small appliances, which I'm probably never likely to, but it gives me that 240 power should I ever need it. Now beside that, you've got all the fuses and the wiring, and so quite simply that just means that if there's any problems, I've got nice, quick, easy access to it, and that's really helpful. On the side here also, I've gone with a couple of small floodlights. They're from Road Vision. I've got one on each side. The other one sits underneath the awning. A little bit harder to see, but it actually works quite well, and this one lights up the area really well. Now I've gone with these quite frankly because I wanted something with an orange light, and there's not much around. Road Vision was one of the few that actually offer that, and that's a white light with a cover on it that sits very securely. I've been off-roading with it so far and I haven't had any issues, and that's just an absolute pleasure to camp under. There you go guys, that is my electricals video. Hopefully you got something out of that, and come back and watch his channel because there's heaps more happening. See you again soon guys.